Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. How are you? It's me again, Dylan. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Pique your interest. Give a like if you find my channel very useful to you or informative. If you're a subscriber and you're watching, again, thank you so much for, like I said, hanging out with me. I'm currently here in Sydney. I'm back in Sydney. Arrived here since this morning. Because of daylight saving, I left 7 o'clock. I arrived 9 o'clock local time here in Sydney. Been working in the data center in Equinix, and I just arrived in my apartment hotel. A really nice place. I think the last time I made my video in Sydney, I was also in the Marathon in the city, North Sydney. This time I'm in Mascot. I'm not sponsored, hopefully. Hey Marathon, if you're watching. But anyway, this is just going to be a short video, just taking advantage of light at the back before it gets dark. The reason that I'm here is, like I said, doing data center work. We're a number of things. We're installing NCS, Cisco NCS. If you're not familiar with them, they're mostly used as a P router on a network running MPLS. A lot of cool features, runs on iOS XR, but I'm not gonna go into details about that. The purpose of this video is I have been meaning, it's story time again. I have been meaning to share this story because I think my last video I shared about how I ended up as a network engineer. I think I saw a video of mine a couple of months ago where I said I'm gonna make a video how I ended up in IT. Well, here it is. I've decided to make this video. So how did I end up being in IT? To be honest with you, it was all an accident. Surprise. When I was in high school, even when I was a kid, I hated computers. I really hated it. Every time you put me in front of the computer, I would be like, I have no idea how that works. I think I have this. It's like the same story as Jack Ma, this Alibaba guy, when he started off with computers. I think it's the same idea. Like when you're so not familiar with something, you hate it, and yeah, back then. Well, I think one of the reasons that I didn't like computers because one, I don't have one at home, and yeah, so it started off with humble beginning. Didn't have the budget for my family to even get a computer. Believe it or not, when the family computer came out, and one day when my parents, I still remember when my parents brought home the family computer, I was literally shaking because I couldn't believe we have one at home back then. But anyway, going back to my story. So back then I think it was the 286, the 386, and I dread our computer subject. No kidding. We had like computer subjects at school, and it was just basic word processing, and it wasn't even colored back then. It was green and black, or I don't know, black and white. And I was so bad in using the computer to the point that, so imagine if you were in class, right? You were in class, and the CPU, you have a CPU or your chassis right in your left and your right, and you have your classmate sitting right next to you. There was even a point where time was up, and the teacher was saying, okay, save your work. And believe it or not, I don't even know how to save. I don't even know how to save my work, and I don't even remember what the software is that we were using back then. It was so bad to the point that I thought turning off the PC is just as simple as turning off, the TV. You just press the button on this box and on your monitor, and that's it. And I pressed this button on this box right next to me, and I was like pressing it multiple times, and it wasn't, my computer wasn't turning off. And I think my seatmate came back from I don't know where. He was surprised when he found out that his computer got turned off. And without me knowing, I was actually turning off his PC, not mine. And he was like, I haven't saved my work yet. What happened? And I pretended that I pretended as if like I didn't know what happened. And I was like asking him, oh, dude, what happened? And yeah, that was it. Okay. So when I went to college, my first course was engineering, because I have this love for cars, and the closest course that I could get myself into was mechanical engineering. And I thought mechanical engineering was mostly like hands-on. Didn't expect there was so much math. But anyway, going back to the story. There was this time when I have a friend who got kicked out of school, out of his uni, because he didn't have good grades. He focused more into his girlfriend. And I was trying to encourage this dude to go back to school. And I was telling this dude, I heard this course called IT. I heard it's a good course. I mean, I have no idea what it is. But, you might want to give it a shot, because I really want this friend of mine to go back to school. And to encourage him to go back to school, I even told him, you know what? Let's take this entrance exam. We'll do it together. So, you have somebody with you, during the test. And, I just really want you to be back to school. So we both took the exam, and he said, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's take the exam, and I'll probably try out this IT course. Then yeah. And for some reason, I got convinced that, yeah, maybe I could try out this IT course. Well, back then, I don't know the difference between programming and electronics engineering or whatever. Everything for me is IT. Okay, so I asked him, did you enroll? He said, yeah, I enrolled. All right, then I'll see you on the first day. I have no idea. I don't even remember how old I was, like 18, 17, or 19. I don't know. So anyway, first day in class, I was there, and my classmate didn't show up. Or, well, not my classmate. My friend, who I was expecting to be my classmate, didn't show up, and I was there already enrolled. Oh, by the way, I got a scholarship on that course, because I had the entrance exam. They said that, okay, you had this amazing score, and which got you a scholarship, maybe like a 50% discount or 75. I don't remember anymore. But and I said, yeah, maybe this is a sign for a career change, and let's go for it. To be honest, I have no idea, no programming background. I was just open-minded, like, yeah, whatever. Let's see what this IT is all about. And I remember my first class was programming, and yeah, this teacher introduced me to C programming, and I enjoyed it. And from then on, like, it's about solving problems. It's no different from when I was doing engineering, where you solve math problems, but instead of math problems, you're doing problem solving, logic, algorithms in programming. So that's how my my car- my my path to IT started. I started off as an accident, thinking that IT is a big thing. Uh, Fell in love with programming. Then yeah, right after college, started teaching programming as well, teaching computer subjects. Uh, then yeah, I did freelance work. Yeah, long story short, that's how I ended up in IT in general, doing programming, yeah, fixing computers and all that. Then eventually I went to the US. Then worked for a company and you know did some admin stuff and took care of their program network, and it was a mix. It was like a job where you're like the all around guy, you know. So that was it. That's how I ended up in IT. And I think the reason that I'm sharing this, of course, if you want to find out how I ended up from programming to networking, and there's like a previous video, probably two videos, how I ended up being a network engineer. Um, the reason I'm sharing this story to you is, it's never, and I've shared this previously anyway, but for those guys who are new to the channel, it's never too late to start. Uh, it is true what some people say, that your passion when you were younger, it's not always what you're passionate about is what you'll end up doing. Because back then I was so passionate about cars. I was passionate about basically just cars. But eventually things change, and now I'm into. Then I started off into IT, into programming. Then did all sorts of stuff, and now I'm more focused into networking. So that is something that, for those of you, this could also apply for those people who have who are into a job that they're not happy, and they're thinking, what if, or who are thinking of changing careers. There's no such thing as it's never too late. um, as long as you're willing to make that change, you're willing to put in the hours, you're willing to put in the hard work, it's never too late. I know people who are like on their 30s already, like almost 35, 36, who just started in networking. Um, I know people who are in their 60s who just got their CCIEs. I mean, nothing is impossible. Like, look at good example. I can use myself as an example. I grew up in a place wherein I never imagined. Well, I did imagine though. When I was younger, I live in a house wherein you turn around and you can see like the living room and the kitchen and the door. It's like 2 steps or 3 steps away. I mean, if I remember it as a child, if I remember it as a child as a small house, what more now if I go back to that place where I grew up? But anyway, so that's just a short video for you guys. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. And another testament that if you really have to be a lifelong learner, regardless of if you're in IT, or this is basically a non-cert. Most of my videos are cert centric, But this is basically just a video of life in general and career and the pursuit of of your goals in life. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is Dylan, and yeah, you guys have a great day, and always remember, keep on studying because it's always worth it. See you. Bye.